So, who is going to take this on?
Alright, so First Descendant is out. Are you gonna end up buying it? I don't know, but I'm gonna tell you what I think about it for the first few hours that I was playing it last night. No, I am not being sponsored. It's just my opinion. I'm also gonna make sure I don't try to spoil anything throughout the few hours that I have played, because I don't know how big these looter shooters get, but I still want to be nice. So the game takes place on this big ass map, but here's the cool part. It's free. Yes, you heard me. Free. This stunningly visualized game is free and is honestly not doing too bad as far as the gameplay of it, but what is doing bad, there are tons of bugs, tons of frame rate drops, tons of other wonderful things that are causing the game to sort of lack. But nowadays in this gaming market, what can you expect? First thing I've been noticing I already talk about is the graphics. And seeing as this is a free game, this is doing better than some $60, $70, $80 games.
Bruh.
Visuals are nice, the landscape is wonderful, there's tons and tons of variety as far as worlds go. I've only been to about 4, and that's counting the hub world, which looks absolutely stunning. I'm not going to put anything on screen just for spoilers' sake. And the other cool part is it's not just one enemy type throughout the entirety of every single world. So far, I've fought about 3 different enemy factions with backstory from what I'm noticing, and it's entertaining. It's not just like some type of change of color. No, there's completely different enemy variations, and that kind of leads into the weapons. There are a lot. I have only probably just started scratching the surface of how many weapons there are, but you carry around 3 different weapons. Your primary, your secondary, and your big fucking whomping weapon. Personally, I run around with a pretty decent assault rifle, a marksman rifle, and then whatever the hell is the biggest damage dealer. That way I can just walk up and ping people right off the top of their foreheads. That leads into our next section. The different characters you can get. There are, from what I've counted so far, 14 different characters you can get. And each and every one of them are different, and greatly different. One, good for just support, running around with a shield. One, I saw some pyromancy, one for heals. Tons of different variations, and good in their own right, just depending on how you want to use them, and depending on if you're a team player or an asshole. As somebody who's just been playing the game solo right now, I've only unlocked 2 characters, this guy, and, well, obviously. But so far, I've had to change up how I play with both of them. They seem very interesting in their own right. I have had no complaints on them. And the best part is, neither of them are breaking. It seems like I can walk into any world with any objective and do just as well with each and every character. I plan to end up trying to get the other characters to see if maybe they do the same thing, but seeing as how it's gone so far, I'm expecting it to work out really well. This is my first real looter shooter style game. I never really knew what to expect, which is why when the bosses came into play and I was doing these on my own, I was completely taken off. The bosses do sort of have a gimmicky shoot at the weak point, and eventually that'll break, and that'll lead to them taking extra damage if you keep firing at that certain spot. Meanwhile, they have their little minions crawling out of their ass trying to shoot you as you shoot them. So far, I've only fought this crab-looking thing, and this chick who just doesn't want to stand still. Not hard, just still need a little bit of patience in order to actually beat them. But again, I'm not going to give out too many as a spoiler, because some people probably do not want to know all this. And since all the positives are out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about the negatives. The game has horrible frame dropping issues. I noticed just the beginning, I think I have a little bit of footage right here showing frames constantly dropping. Anytime you're in a gunfight, which is a good 95% of the game, it is killing you. Your screen is stuttering, you are losing any form of aim you have, and it's not the best experience. But once you get past that, which I did notice a few hours later, everything was working out just fine. No stutter, no nothing. But wait, there's more. Ended up getting 2 crashes. Enemies would just stop in place, you would end up stopping in place, and then the game would crash. That seems to be a constant within any form of day 1 launches, which is unfortunate, but at this point, what else can we be expecting? Now, I'm not going to put this as a negative, it's just another fact that I forgot to add in there. But there are battle passes, there is a store, I mean, obviously. The biggest one that is kind of interesting to me, and again, the Warframe players are defending it to the end of the earth. But skins themselves, if you wanted to just buy the outright skin, is $100 US, which in my broke ass opinion is absolutely ridiculous. But if you're willing to drop $100 on pixels, more power to you. You can get pretty much anything in this game from what I've seen. You can unlock it just by farming it in-game. Obviously, that's going to take a very long time, and if you have the time, go for it. But if you don't, well, I guess you won't get to see all of that. But overall, besides its little bit of a hiccup, downed issues, the game at its core is playing just fine. There's a ton of content here, there's a ton of stuff, there's a ton of gameplay here, there's a ton of replayability, in my opinion. Again, you can completely disagree with me if you want to. I found myself last night playing it for almost 6 hours, just having a good time, listening to music, shooting up everything that moved. The enemies are not hard. The enemies can be challenging, but it's nothing that if you have 10 brain cells to rub together, you can't understand and figure out. So if I were to give this game any form of a rating system, since it's got just about everything going for it, I'd give it a solid 6 out of 10. I mean, again, this is my first looter shooter. I don't really have anything to compare it to, but as far as just coming into this type of genre completely blind, I think it's really fun. I think I'm having a good time, and I'm definitely going to recommend it. I might do an extra review on it later down the road, depending on how well received this video gets and how well the game starts doing. If not, then I'll make a video on it bitching about it, because that's what I do. So, like I said, it's completely free, and I think you guys should definitely give it a shot. What's up? What do you mean the servers are down? Never mind, don't buy this game. 0 out of 10.